Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and for today's video we are going to be going over the SELENOPOLIS update, the patch notes rather. And test ROM dropped for a couple hours on Monday, being yesterday, and that, it was apparently a buggy mess. I was out doing some different stuff. I didn't get back until very late, but I basically just did not get the chance to play in SELENOPOLIS, but I might have the chance tonight. Still very busy today, but I'll see if I can't work on some of this on Wednesday. So that's what's up. So SELENOPOLIS, this is the fall content update, and this is sort of just like a branch off of Krokotopia, and it's like a different spot pretty much. So there are quite a number of things going on here. It looks like there are 9 main pieces of content here. So there is that. And yeah, I'm just going to go over everything. And I have seen some tweets as well with stuff from this update. So that is what I'm going to go over, just in case this does not cover everything. And let's just go ahead and get started. So first things first, we've got the Cocotopia revamp. Yesterday I posted a screenshot that fellow content creator Cookie4You took on the ferry ride from the main island of the Oasis to the Crocosphinx, and it looked amazing. Like, they really outdid themselves this time. It's like, ever since Wallaru came out, it's like whoever is on the graphics team, starting with Wallaru, did such a phenomenal job, and I cannot stress enough how good they did. And although I haven't seen this like the full Krokotopia revamp, I've seen some screenshots like the one from Cookie, but this, I mean, they outdid themselves. Like, this is amazing. Like, Krokotopia is one of the worlds that has needed a graphics update just the most, alongside, Dragonspire and Celestia, and then Mushu and Marleybone, I think, can take slightly lower precedent compared to those two, but they still definitely needed it. It was Zafaria when, the graphics really saw an uptick in quality, but of course that was after the game blew up, so that makes some more sense. But it's really, really great that they finally, at long last, after I think 5 years, finally decided to revamp Krokotopia, and or the graphics update, that is. So yeah, I don't think that they've updated the story. I think it would be a bigger bit of news if they did. So it looks like it's just a graphics update for now. I hope that's how they keep it, because it's like Krokotopia, man. It's like I don't want it to fall victim to the same things that have plagued the new Wizard City. So that's pretty neat, though. I'm glad they're updating this. Familiar creatures and monsters have also been given an updated look and up-to-date animations. So yeah, I know that the Manders got an updated look after Lemuria dropped, but it looks like everything else has gotten updates too. I did see a picture of Croc Boss T-posing, which was interesting, but I'm sure they'll work that one out as test ROM goes on. It is test ROM. I'm not going to get on too much about the bugs, because that's why they run test ROM. That's what they've got to do. It's like the whole point of test ROM is to find out where all the bugs are, so that way the live release can be actually good, which has had debatably not so great results in the past. But this is a fall update. They're going to put in a lot more effort, and they've been dropping these test ROMs sooner and sooner in the year, and I think we can expect this to be out on Live Realm probably the week before Thanksgiving. So October 22nd as I record this, meaning it'll probably come out, Thanksgiving is the 28th this year, so it'll come out probably between the 18th and the 22nd of November. So that means that they've given themselves about a month-long window, which is longer than usual. So we'll see if they decide to take the full month. I hope that they do. Maybe drop it on, I don't know, November 20th or something, just that Wednesday, just so that way they have a couple days to, fix any outstanding bugs. But that's just how I feel about it. Real excited for it. So Next up is Selenopolis. The spiral is woven together by ley lines, the invisible branches of Bartleby, which are saturated in the core elementals of magic, and in some places, through sheer chance, those ley lines interweave in unique ways, creating unusual conjunctions of mystical energy. The Blended Grove in Krokotopia is one such place, home to a single spell tree with 7 trunks, with minds and personalities all their own. It is said this is where the Order of the Fang learned to create balance magic, and scholars have wondered, what else could be discovered there? This, in part, is why the city of Selenopolis was built by the mysterious Khonsu. Here he defended his Mander Luminaries. Okay, I guess that's supposed to be luminaries, but moon-themed for Luna, from the invasive Tuts, and maintained his own separate society under the perpetual light of the moon. Pretty neat. It'll be very cool to explore this, so I'm excited for it. Arc 2 Prologue. You will first find Selenopolis in a new chain of quests triggered after the completion of the Dragonspire storyline. These quests include formal tutorials for Archmastery and the Magic Wheel, and will smooth the narrative transition into Celestia. From there, Selenopolis and the Blended Grove are your hub for magic weaving. This is so important to me. I love the story in Wiz. I really do. It is seriously really great, but this, after they straight up removed the prequest for Celestia, it's sort of clunky. It's like new players who don't know the context of like why we're going to Celestia. It can come as kind of a shock. It's like, oh, we beat Malistaire, woohoo, and then Merle Ambrose is just right there in our face telling us, oh, let's go to Celestia, and you're like, okay, and that's where it starts. That's where the second story arc starts. And it's not like that original quest had much plot relevance anyway, because it's like it was all about Thurston Plunkett and the threat of Morganth. But we saw Thurston Plunkett like kind of as an afterthought in the Crustacean Empire, and Morganth was also barely in the world at all. She showed up like once in the chancel, and that's it. And I think that could be fine. I think if Morganth just sort of, like, if we go to Celestia just as sort of like a chance thing to find Plunkett or whatever, and we spend the whole time looking for him, and then eventually find him like late in the world, it's like that's still kind of convoluted, you know what I mean? But meeting Morganth at the very end, it's like that could be the shock of Celestia, and I think that would give Celestia some purpose. And I hope that however they decide to tackle this sort of arc transition, I hope that they do a good job with it. Your story continues. Additionally, those who have completed Wallaru will find themselves immersed in a deeper conspiracy hidden in this dark city. Many of your old friends from other worlds and other arcs have been kidnapped and brought here, but by whom? And for what reason? The former question you'll learn has many answers, while the latter is as simple as can be. Vengeance. So, that should be interesting. Vengeance. I don't know who could, like, hate us this much. It's like, yeah, man, I just don't know what's going on. It's like, who could be like digging up old friends from other worlds and other arcs? I really don't know. I think the furthest people got into the quest line was maybe a few, like maybe a third, I saw someone say. And yeah, I don't really know how much there is. I have not played it yet. I probably won't get the chance to play until Wednesday, but I'll see what I can do. So there is that. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the story of Selenopolis ends. I don't think anybody sort of finished it. I have not actually looked at the Atmoplex's Twitter in a brick. So they always like to post, the dialogue from the end of the world and the end of the story. So, maybe that'll appear on my timeline at some point in the next 24 hours, but we'll see. Magic weaving. This is an interesting one. In the Krokotopian city of Selenopolis, you can journey to the Blended Grove and learn about how to weave your school of magic with another by magic weaving. So it's a new activity where you select a second school to be your weaving school, and you can then rank up and earn rewards. I heard this is actually really convoluted, so not really looking forward to it. You do this by going on quests given to you by your new spell tree trainer in the Blended Grove. To begin weaving, You must first defeat Malistaire in Dragonspire, then Ambrose will send you back to classes to learn about Archmastery, the Magic Wheel, and then Magic Weaving. If you've already completed Dragonspire, Ambrose will see you in his office to fill you in. Man, I saw a tweet from Jason Firesword where people were saying like, oh, you know, Merle Ambrose's voice actor recorded lines before he died, but then I saw the clip and it was just, I can't remember what world it was from, but it was like, let's all take a break from our studies. And I know that I've heard that exact line of dialogue somewhere, so it's not new, unfortunately, which is a little sad. I think it would have been nice if there was one last, you know, voice line that he recorded, but oh well. Unfortunate. Weaving School selection, we got the Ice Tree, the best one, of course. Once you've completed the tutorials, you'll be able to select your weaving school by talking to the tree of your choice. Afterwards, you can talk to the same tree to begin your first quest. You cannot choose the tree of your primary school, obviously, and you can switch your weaving school at any time, and you'll still keep your progress for all previous weaving, but all rewards you've earned will be deactivated. If you've learned a spell, that will be untrained, and your training points will be refunded. If you've gotten a jewel, you will no longer be able to equip it. So, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to weave fire on most of my characters, just because it's like, that's what I would do for PV. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'll be on. Weaving progression. After you select your school, you'll notice your title is updated on your character page to match the unique weaving type of the combination between your primary and weaving school. Also on the character page, there's a new tab for weaving. This is where your progression will be shown. And yeah, it's badge based. Increases after completing weaving quests. And this page will show you weaving rank. So technically you could level up your weaving for every school. And then only equip one. I think that's what it's saying. While you're going through your weaving quests, you may notice a few different mechanics than you're used to. Badge quest goals. To earn your weaving ranks, you must complete some badges around the spiral. Some require you to defeat some enemies, some require you to fish, some require you to help others. Okay. You cannot make progress on these badges unless you are on this quest. So... okay. Does this mean I can do this at max? Because I've been seeing some talk about how this is sort of locked to like level 50s, and I hope that's not the case. But if it is, that sucks, and I think they should change that before this hits live round. But if it is not locked, then I think that's fine. Cool. You know what? You can just do it. It's like, this I guess gets you involved. Fishing is a little tedious, but you can still do that, you know, it's not that bad. Mainline helper badges. One of these badges to obtain will require you to help some friends. You must be in an adventure party group or a guild group with a wizard questing in the specified world. So you can, I guess, support like a friend in your guild. That type of deal. It's just, I don't like that it's making it an adventure party group. Maybe the tech doesn't exist to see like where somebody is and have it count, but oh well. I mean, it's I guess it's not terrible. So it's like if you're supporting somebody, like you could be on a 170 and get this, I think is what this is saying. So that's fine. Works for me. Optional quest goals. Read the Tome of Weaving. This will tell you what tasks you need to complete and how many. Sometimes you'll only need to complete 3 of the 4. Kind of like the Gravulum Lodestone, I guess. Review dialogue, yeah. Big moose, nice. Require you to play the support role until the companion is the one to deal the file damage to the opponent. Okay, so this could be interesting. Seems okay. So this is something that I've been waiting on. Okay, so these dual school Pierce Jewels are something that they teased, I think, years ago, but never went through with because, you know, dual schooling sucked back in the day. So it's like these would have made it not suck, but they just decided not to go through with it. So couldn't tell you the reason for that back then, but they're adding them now, and you can only use them if you're weaving into the second school. So I think that's a good way to balance things. So, like to see it. I don't know where these will drop or where they can be crafted, but I'm assuming it'll be somewhere in Selenopolis. We'll see. These, I think I've talked about before. You know, the dual blades. And then this is a weaving spell. This is, it'll deal storm damage, and then it will gambit 3 of your blades for 30% weaknesses. So that'll be cool. As you're ranking up, you'll earn different rewards depending on the school you chose to weave with. You will always gain one of these 3 reward types. You'll get a spell. It'll cost a training point, and it will also help you with both the primary and weaving schools. This will be a spell like any normal train spell, and that will cost... Okay, well, they pasted it twice. Nice. Equipable. This could be in the form of a jewel, so I guess like this, the Pierce Jewel. A gear piece, a pet, a mount, or anything else you can equip to your character. Interesting. Fusion formula described below. This will allow you to combine spells from your 2 schools into a new powerful spell that is unique to your weaving combination. So, this is a new combat system where every card has the potential to be combined with another spell to make powerful new spells. Here's how it works. In order to use spell fusion, you must first learn a formula, and it defines 2 spells that, when fused together, result in a new spell. You can use a fusion formula the same way you would learn a spell. The trainer shows you the fusion formula's result, as well as the 2 spells that are required to create it. Dink my oiter. You must train a fusion formula before you are able to use the combination in combat. Okay, pretty neat. So, adding fusion spells to your deck, you simply need to add at least 1 copy of both component spells into your deck. So, additionally, once you've learned at least 1 formula... Okay, so this is just deck fail gaming waiting to happen. That's, how about it? It's like some of these look like they could be really good. I know that Mark of Shoe puts on these traps, these like an ice fuel, and then Woe of Shoe puts on 3 25% universal weaknesses, which both of these are really, really good. This is the buff Ice has been wanting for so long. But I would need to pull the Ice Trap to use Mark, and I imagine I would need to pull some weakness card, maybe just regular weakness, out of the main deck, by the way, just to use Woe of Shoe. So, don't think I'll be backing that in my deck. But we will see how it goes with the PvP meta. I just think it's going to be deck fail gaming, and that's just going to be the only determining factor in PvP. I think that's not great, but we'll see. And then your spells will start to glow in different ways. Okay, interesting. No glow, this means your deck does not have the other spell necessary for this fusion. Yellow glow. Yeah. This is just deck fail gaming. That's all that's going to happen with this, and I personally will not be using this system. Unless it becomes as good as it's sounding like it is. And, we'll figure it out, I guess. Just a matter of pulling the cards, which is always a struggle. How about that? Once spells are fused, they're both removed from your hand and your discard pile. The fused spell then acts as any normal spell would. You can enchant it or even use it in another fusion. Okay. TCs cannot be used in fusion. Any tier of any spell element path can be used in fusion. Any pet or equipment spells that share the same name as the component spell can be used in fusion. Okay, so like item cards can work. Pet cards can work. Could be neat. Once you learn your first fusion formula, you can visit Diego, and he will guide you through fusing spells. Okay, interesting. So here we are at the Bazaar revamp. Oh dear God. The most important shop in the Spire will receive a makeover. The Bazaar now has a front page. From the front page, you can jump to any section of the Bazaar directly. Seems neat. I just... why this UI? Please, don't do this to me. The delay when updating the Bazaar inventory has been removed. Interesting. 2 new pages, one for jewels and one for activity treasure cards, have been added. I think that's really good. I was talking to Nathaniel, one of my chatters, in a stream I just did a few minutes ago, and he was mentioning, you can auction jewels now, which I think is a long overdue change, and I'm really, really glad that it is happening. So how about that? Reagent page now has filter buttons for different kinds of reagents. Okay, so Nathaniel did mention that it's going to be one-to-one with the bank UI, which can't say I like that, but it'll cause a bunch of bugs. But ultimately, though, I think if you can search something in your backpack, that's going to help this. Because, like, if I want to sell Shanta puddings, but I don't want to click through 18 pages of pet snacks, then I guess that would help. But, yeah, buying and selling now share a common appearance. What could go wrong? You can use category arrow buttons, filters button. Okay, interesting. If you select add no auction, you could sell no auction items. Okay, so we needed this, because I have been in the trenches. I've been selling all of my no auction stuff to Derek Blaze for years, so I'm kind of glad this is up. Equip after purchase, that's cool. That is cool. Pretty neat. Okay, Backpack Buddy. Backpack Buddy is a new bazaar service that quickly finds and sells items in your backpack that you don't want. So this is like the search function, except trash. Nice. Set up rules for which items you don't want. Use the right and left category buttons. It's like, I guess some of this would work. But it's a lot of clicking. Like, let me be real. Backpack Buddy options are saved locally to your computer, so you can use them the next time you have items that you don't want. They're all defaults off, okay. Nothing with locked items, that's good. Okay. Seems pretty neat. I mean, I don't see myself using it, but it seems okay. Sell empty decks. Okay, so selling temporary mounts. I like this, because usually those are not auctionable. Overall, it's like a neat little overhaul, I guess, of the bazaar. But there's a lot of enshittification going on. I can already see it. So, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. It's making sense. It's making sense. I don't see myself using it too often, but it's making sense at least. So, yup. Alright, so, yada yada, tutorials. Okay. In the wake of your victory against Malistaire, it seems you'll finally have the time to return to your studies on the foundations of magic. We have 2 important classes for you to attend. The first, taught by Diego, will teach you the methods of Archmastery. So, is this going to be like part of the main line? Because if so, that's good. That's needed to happen for a while. Alright. Types of magic. The magic wheel. Okay, so... yeah, this is like Rochambeau class. That's kind of it. So I think... yeah, that works out. Skipping Meat Moon, because I don't play Meat Moon. So... how about that? Mark and recall changes. Okay, I've seen this on Twitter. Here at KingsIsle, we've been experimenting with making magical teleporting less magically expensive. So, yeah, basically you could just always mark. And I like that. Recall now costs the same amount of mana as mark to use. Mark is no longer removed when you recall to it. There's a mark button in the lower left corner of the dialogue window whenever you can accept a quest. This is the best addition so far. Not even trolling. This is really, really good for questing. So, this is just such a nice little quality of life update. It's like, marking was the only thing that ever made the trivial stat mana mean anything. So, yeah. I mean, I like this. It's a good change. Needed to happen. And, it's really creative. And I'm glad that they do this now. Because I know that when I'm questioning Chrysalis, like, listen, I'm in the trenches. So, Crown Shop changes. Now shows all available items from a pack, along with its rarity. So, yeah, but you're not going to give me the percent chance because, you know, violating EU laws, right? But, yeah. Inspect icon on the second chance. That allows you to view all possible items. Yeah, I don't know how much that's going to help with things, but... Because, I mean, people know what they're hitting with the second chance chest, so... Yeah. Alright, background on the second chance chest. View will change to make the rarity easier to read in a later update. So, okay, I mean, it's whatever. Bug fixes and miscellaneous changes. Certain ultra rare gear sets in Dragonspire, Chrysalis, Lemuria, and Novus are now auctionable. So I was talking with my chat about this a moment ago as well. Basically what this means is all of the tier 2 stuff, like the walkers, I guess they're called, from the Dragonspire set, and then like the Chris's from Chrysalis, for example, the Athames, and then all of the Malevolent and Masterpiece gear are now auctionable. So it'll be kind of like the new Kabbalah's gear. Except better. So, Bazaar gear will finally make people competitive, I guess, if they're buying the right stuff. So, Masterpiece gear and this general thing, I don't know. I got mixed feelings, but we'll figure it out. I think that it's a good change, but I just don't know how impactful it's going to be right away. So. Several Maycats have been banned in PvP only, but it looks like Maycasts are still fine. Angelica Windspar has 4 new housing teleporter recipes. Pretty neat. Brightness is reduced. Okay, sure. Alright. Pretty neat. And then one bug fix and miscellaneous change that I saw on Twitter today was the fact that all of the zones in Wizard City have been marked in the files on Test Realm as free to play, which means that with this update, if people's hunches are correct, we will be able to see a fully free Wizard City. They've run this event, they've run these promotions forever, and I think it's time that it happened. I am very glad that it is coming to pass at long last, if it is. But, you know, if they're in the files, I imagine it is, so we'll see how that goes. So, if it happens, that is pretty big. Pretty big indeed. So, yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and show a tier list for PvP just at the end of the video. A tier list for all of the new weave spells that a couple of my friends in my guild made. So yeah, you can look it over. You can see what school you might want to weave into. So just something to toss in at the end of the video. So otherwise, I don't think these patch notes have missed anything. So how about it? For now, that is going to wrap everything up. So thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.